What's happening, everybody? It's Troy here, and today we are going to be looking around my grow space at some blooms. But first, before we get into this video, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that'd be greatly appreciated. I'm going to make this a quick video, guys, so let's get into it. Over here, we have some Phalaenopsis blooming. This is a nice no ID Phalaenopsis that came from Trader Joe's. Just a standard pink, lavender. There we go. How about if we zoom in? Look at that. Incredible. Nice, lovely display of blooms. Over here we have Fang Mei Sweet. She blooms reliably every year for me. One of my easier phals. We still have the Dendrobium Anobi Purple. This is the splash variety. This is her third set of blooms this year. She started blooming 3-4 months ago, and she didn't give me one big show, but she's put out 3 flushes. This, of course, being her last. These are the smallest blooms that she put out, but still nonetheless gorgeous to look at. Over here, Antonetum. This is her second flush of blooms. She smells interesting enough. It's like a lemongrass type scent. It's very unique. I don't mind it, but it's not like that lovely Cloecia that I had in bloom. Her fragrance was to die for. All right, and then down here, this Dendrobium is on her way out. This is my Quinto Farms Hawaiian Magic. Very, very special Dendrobium to me. She's been in my collection for a while. And then back here, ta-da, my Epidendrum. This is Comet Valley by Rose Valley. Nice little hybrid. And she'll bloom probably the rest of the year. And she'll just continue to make more blooms. Her bottom ones will fade and die off, and then she'll put out more blooms for us. And she'll just stay blooming all year long if she performs like she did last year. Over here, this is the Oncidium Wildcat Golden Red Star. Lovely cascade of blooms. And she still has some more buds to open up, so the display is going to get even fuller. And then over here, we have some Cattleyas. This is my Brassavola Little Stars. Nice primary hybrid. This is the third flush of bloom she's giving me. So we have been in bloom now for a couple of months. And the fragrance is wonderful. After the lights go off in the evening, you can start to smell her fragrance being released. And if my orchid room door is cracked at all, you can smell it within the whole entire upstairs. Lately, a Cattleya fire dance. This is Patricia. It looks far more red in color on camera than in person. In person, it's more of like an orange red. Over here we have the Walter August. This is one of my favorite orchids. It's such an easy, compact, smells good. Everything about it is wonderful. She's faded her other bloom. She had two blooms open, and then 2 days ago, 3 days ago, she dropped it. It was done. It was over with. First time blooming on Richard Mueller. This is a nice primary hybrid. It was supposed to be 1 to 2 years to bloom size. In 8 months, we got blooms. And they changed colors. So when they first opened, they were like this super vibrant red. And now we have faded to like this burnt orange, if you will. This was recommended Nicole Deanna on her channel. She talks about Richard Mueller and his hybrids all the time. And it enticed me when I saw it to purchase it. And it's definitely living up to the vigorousness that she was explaining about in her videos. This is pretty exciting. This is Laeliocatlia cornelia. This is a remake that Waldor did. I was hoping for the Alba. Both of her parents are Alba. And that's all right that she didn't open Alba. She's still gorgeous nonetheless. Very large blooms for such a compact orchid. And up here, we have Rojo. This is Valentine, Rojo Valentine. A lot of spikes happening in the orchid room, so we'll have bloom tours in the future. I moved Elysiara up top a shelf so that way we could see her blooms better. They're practically touching the floor. I might just leave her here, but I don't know how loose Neri will feel about being in a little bit lower light while she's up here. And then I'm going to end on the Oncidium Lemon Heart. She is always a crowd favorite. Nice, lovely dancing lady. And we are going to continue this downstairs, guys. I have more blooms for you. Don't go anywhere. If you guys are still with me, I have more blooms as promised. I have the Miltoniopsis Bake Off. Such a reliable bloomer. This was a rescue Miltoniopsis that I truly did not think was going to make it. She came to me in pretty rough shape. She was like $14. She pulled through. And now she gives me wonderful displays of blooms. So if you ever come across this orchid hybrid, I would definitely advise you to pick it up. Light fragrance, not heavy fragrance like Hair Alexander or Bertha Baker, but there is fragrance florally. My Dendrobium norita chip is still blooming. She has been blooming for every bit of 6 months at this point. This is her third flush of blooms. Might be her fourth flush of blooms. She's had a lot of blooms this year. She is fragrant, usually around 10, 11 o'clock in the morning when it starts warming up. She'll start putting out a nice soft fragrance. Over here, Phalaenopsis Soft Cloud, nice little miniature. I found this at Trader Joe's. And she just blooms and blooms. She takes a rest and then she'll bloom again. She'll take another little rest. She still has an existing spike from the last time she bloomed, so maybe that will activate itself. Over here, I have a first-time bloomer. This is Phalaenopsis Bronze Maiden. wonderful primary hybrid. Two of my favorite species go into this. So we have the Manii, which is one of my favorite orchids. And then you have Shiriliana. I can never pronounce it. I picked this up from Mystery Garden Store 2 seasons ago, 2 growing seasons ago. So if you guys are in the US and on Etsy, you could probably find one for yourself. He stays pretty in stock with Phalaenopsis, especially Bronze Maiden and Shirleyana. So we have Sorolla back in bloom. She took a very short rest. We are going to be seeing in the very near future my Sideria japonica. This is the Minmaru. This is her first time blooming for me. She came about a year ago, did absolutely nothing, put out a new leaf for me at the beginning of the year, and then 2 spikes. Over here, the Sogo Yellowtris is still blooming. I've noticed, let's see, I don't know if you can tell, the lighting is kind of so pink right here, but her bloom used to have yellow where the white is, and I think that the higher light that I've moved her to has faded the yellow into white. Sogo Vivian, this was a nice little find at Hauserman's. Cute, dainty little blooms. And then the Phalaenopsis and Thera Gold. Just started opening up, so hopefully the next time you guys see her, she is completely open. Up here, I grow my zygos, and the light is directly above them. And who opened up at the light? This is my Rhine Moonlight, and this is the Peloric variety. These blooms are starting to fade. However, she's putting out another spike. So we will get to see more of her blooms. All right, let's shimmy over to the window. Life of a dog, right, guys? We still have over here the Tangerine Fire Mini Dance. No, I said that all wrong. It's the Tangerine Fire Mini Sun. Her blooms, I imagine, are going to start going over very soon. She's been in bloom for about a month. Nice little mini, very easy to cultivate. And then a nice no ID Phalaenopsis I picked up during the autumn months. She has some nice autumn colors. And then I have a few more blooms for you. Hang tight. All right, y'all. This is the last part. So the two phals and the terracotta pots, I actually grow upstairs in my bedroom, but they were in bloom and I wanted to share them with you, so I brought them down. But first, I want to take a look at these Miltoniopsis. I'm going to have to put her name on the screen. I can't remember. I know it's Cindy Kane, and I can't remember who she is crossed with. She has a very light fragrance for a Miltoniopsis, but very gorgeous blooms. And then beside her is one of my favorites. This is Bertha Baker, and this is Florentine. And she is used in making a lot of hybrids. Her hybrids are always vigorous, and they usually have fragrance. I have a couple of her hybrids in my collection. I was so excited to find Bertha Baker. She is very fragrant. Smells completely different than Hair Alexander, but has an intense fragrance like the Hair Alexander. This is a wonderful no ID Phalaenopsis that was gifted to me. I must have not grown her in high enough light because when I received her, how she has that coloration in her lip, she had that same color striped across here. And if you look very faintly, you can see there are the dots, like where that striping was when I received her. So either I don't have her in high enough light or I'm growing her not warm enough compared to how her prior conditions might have been. So I don't know, but I would really like to get that line through there again because it just looks so much better. But great lip, fantastic to look at, and it produces nice big flowers. So I'm very happy with it. It's a wonderful gift. I'm so happy somebody thought about me and picked it up for me. And then over here, I have an Equestrus hybrid that is just phenomenal. And she was not fragrant before, but this time she's putting some sort of scent out. It hasn't really developed yet, so I couldn't describe it for you, but she's trying. I believe when I was looking at her bracts, this is her third spike, so I wonder how the next blooming is going to be. Very vigorous plant. Very gorgeous blooms to have right next to the bed. And we're going to end it here, guys. I thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. If it's your first time here, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you come back. And for all of those who have been here before, it's great to see you guys again. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. I look forward to seeing all of those pop up. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care now.